subject. This is a manufacturing process subject. So here, just yes, product and manufacturing. So any product can be developed by some processes, or there is some step to produce any product. So here some steps are there. Okay, so that is called product creation cycle. So under product creation cycle, the first step is to make a design. If you want to produce any product, whether the product is mechanical or automobile or EC or computer, any product is there, first of all, you have to design that particular product. Once the design step is completed, then you have to go for the material selections. Which type of material will be best for your product? So material engineer will decide the material, proper material or suitable material for your product. Once the second step is finished, that is material selection, then the third step is process selections. You have to select the process. Okay, because different types of processes are there. So among that different types of processes, the engineer task is to select a best suitable process for your product. So once the design material selection is over, then you have to switch over towards the process selections. And once the process is selected, then according to that process, your product will be turned into some shape. That is called manufacturing. Okay, so after process selections, you will do your product into some basic or final shape, and that is conversion of this raw material into some shape is called your manufacturing. Okay, so design, material selection, process selections, and manufacture. And once your product is manufactured, then inspect it through certain parameters. In each and every industries, there are different types of, there are different inspection persons are there, or different particular department are there. They will just responsible for the inspections. They will just look after the inspection of that particular product. And once it is good, if the product is good, if there is no any defect or error occurred during these processes, then it will be moved to the final assembly or packaging department. And after finishing all such cycles, feedback is most important. And feedback will be collected from the customers only, because our end user is customer. So once our product is reached to the customer, then customer will definitely give us the feedback. So that feedback can be just shared to all these department: design, material selection, process selection, manufacture, inspection, all such department. And if there is any dissatisfactions of the customer related to any of the department, then they will be just modify it or just eliminate that particular process, or try to improve that process to get the good feedback or to get the better quality. So this is the product creation cycle. And in this cycle, it consists of design, material selection, process selection, manufacture the component, inspection, and then feedback. Now see this chart or just drawing, that is typical product cost breakdown chart or picture. In this picture, you can see this segment. Okay, this is a circle which consists of manufacturing cost, administrative, sales and marketing cost, profit, and engineering, expenditure of engineering. Okay, so here you can see in that 40% cost for the manufacturing process, means manufacturing cost is 40%. 25% cost includes the admin, sales and marketing expenditure. 15% cost including engineering equipments or any engineering processes, and remaining 20% is your profit. So among all these cost of the product, 40% cost includes in the manufacturing cost. So manufacturing cost is the most critical one. So you definitely or must have to focus on this cost. If you after engineering, if you appoint as a manufacturing engineer or production engineer, your task would be the focus on the manufacturing cost. If you reduce this cost, then definitely your profit percentage would be increased. If you reduce this cost from 40% to suppose 39 or 38%, then that 2% will be gone to your profit. So your profit will be definitely increased. That's why our mechanical engineer task is to focus or identify the manufacturing cost. And once we have gone through all this product creation cycle, okay, if we are aware of this all such criteria or such processes or such stages, then we definitely improve our manufacturing processes. And once we improve or modify our manufacturing processes, then manufacturing cost will be reduced. That depends on you. Got it? So this is the product creation cycle and the role of manufacturing cost in our manufacturing field. Now, manufacturing process. Our subject name is manufacturing process. So how can you define this subject? So manufacturing process is what? A sequence of operations and processes. Sequence of operations and processes designed to create a specific product. Okay, means any sequence of operation and process that designed to create a specific product is known as manufacturing process. So manufacturing process is nothing but a system through which your raw material will pass to the different section, to the different department through different types of machinery or through some different types of processes, and it will convert from raw material to the final product. And once you got the final product, that is made by different processes, and this whole system is known as your manufacturing process. So you can define your manufacturing process as a sequence of operations and processes designed to create a specific product. So that is our manufacturing process definitions. The product of turning material into, as I told you, the processes of turning materials into a product, that is our manufacturing process. Okay, the process of turning our materials means turning our material into a product means raw material and final product. Okay, so in between there are certain processes. So through that processes you can just remove your unwanted material from the raw material, and once you remove your unwanted material from the raw material, then it will be turning into final product. Okay, so that's why that removal of unwanted material through certain processes, and that processes are known as manufacturing processes. So the process of turning materials into a product is known as manufacturing process. Now, engineers in manufacturing. So there are different types of engineers role in our manufacturing field. So first is manufacturing engineer, or you can say that the production engineer, then industrial engineer and material engineer also. So manufacturing engineer is what? He or she will be select and coordinate specific process and equipment. Okay, select and coordinate specific processes and equipment. Means an engineer role in the field is what? He or she will be select of certain specific processes as well as equipment for certain product, as well as the engineer will coordinate that all the processes and equipment in the shop floor. Shop floor is what? Shop floor is a place where our manufacturing process are carried out. Means all our machines are placed at one place. So that place is known as shop floor. And on the shop floor, one person is appointed to supervise or to just coordinate all these tasks. And that is nothing but a manufacturing engineer, or you can say that the production engineer. Okay, so the role of manufacturing engineer is to select and to select and coordinate specific specific processes and equipment also. Second is industrial engineer. So industrial engineer is responsible for the manufacturing system design. So in shop floor, different types of job production, batch production, and different types of production processes are there. Different types of production the system design are there. Manufacturing system design are there. So industrial engineer is responsible for this MSD, that is manufacturing system design. And last but not the least, materials engineer. So that engineer will perform on the shop floor to develop and select the materials based on the desired material properties and manufacturing processes. Okay, as we have seen in our product creation cycle, that different stages are there to develop our product. Okay, so design, selection of material. Okay, so second stage was the selection of material. In this second stage, this engineer, material engineer, will perform their role to select the proper material based on the end users, based on the cost, based on the performance, and based on the manufacturing processes. He or she will be considered different criteria. Okay, and all that criteria influence on the material. So he or she will be select the material. That's why your product cost will be minimum. The cost will be minimum. So that if the cost will be minimum, then obviously your market will be boost up, because customer will always and most of the customer will always search the item which are cheaper than other product, other same product in the market. Okay, so if cost is reduced, then obviously your market will boost up. So material engineer will develop and select materials based on the desired material property and manufacturing processes. Okay, so these are different roles of engineer in manufacturing field: manufacturing or production engineer, industrial engineer, and materials engineer. Now, as I told you, the industrial engineer, role of industrial engineer is what? The responsible industrial engineer will responsible for manufacturing system design. So now we'll see what is manufacturing system design. So manufacturing system designs. under this segment, there are different types of production. Suppose first is job shop, or you can also call it as job production, job shop or job production. So what is this job shop and job production? In job shop or job production system, a small quantity of product will be developed or will be manufactured in your industry or in your department. Small quantities of product and large variety of the product. Small quantity means number is small, but variety is large. Variety means different types of product. So various products are there. Various products are manufactured, but in a smaller quantity. So quantity is small, but variety is large. So in job shop production or job production system design, small quantity of product will be produced, but in large variety of products, as well as products move through the shop to the various machine. Okay, so in your manufacturing department, different machines are there. So your product will move from one shop to various machines, and all these machines are known as general purpose machines. Okay, so in job production, always keep in your mind general purpose machine are there. You definitely heard this name, general purpose machine, in this manufacturing process subject in number of times in future. Okay, so what is general purpose machine? General purpose machine is a conventional machines or machines that is uh, repeatedly or regularly utilized to produce your generalized product, but it will be used for most of the product. So that is known as general purpose machines. So you can easily or you can repeatedly regularly use some machines through which you can develop any or you can generate any types of shape in your product. So that type of machine is known as general purpose machine. So in job shop and job production department or in the system, small quantity of the product, large variety, product moves from different machines, one machine to different or various machines, and all machines are general purpose machines. Another MSD, that is manufacturing system design, is flow shop, or you can also say that the flow production, and this is also known as mass production. So first was job shop and job production. Second is flow shop. You can also call it as a flow production, and it is also known as mass production system. So in this system, what happened? Large quantity of product. See, in previous one, job shop productions, smaller quantity of the product were developed and larger variety. Here, larger quantity of the product and small variety. Okay, in mass production, larger quantities are there. Okay, in production line. And here, in job shop production, general purpose machines are used, whereas in mass production or flow shop production, special purpose machine are used. Special purpose machine means a machine which can perform a specific task only, and general purpose machine will do a general purpose. Okay, means a general purpose machine will perform a various tasks, while the special purpose machines will perform only a specific task. So in flow production or mass production, only a special purpose machine are used, and large quantity of product are there. That's why it is known as mass production, because of this larger quantity of product will be produced in this manufacturing system design, that is flow shop, flow production, or mass production. Next is linked or cell manufacturing, or you can also say that the cell shop, cell production, or cell manufacturing, CELL. Okay, CELL, cell shop. You can also call it as a cell manufacturing. So here what happened, manufacturing and assembly cells connected to final assembly. All such sub-assembly cells connected to final assembly. Means a shop floor in which different types of cells are developed, and all such cells are called the sub-assembly cells, and these all sub-assembly cells are connected to final assembly cell. Okay, and this is a subsection of JIT and lean production system. This cell manufacturing or shell shop is a subsection of JIT. JIT means just in time manufacturing. This is also a part, just in time and lean production. Okay, these are the different types of production. Just in time means, JIT means just in time production, and lean production. Okay, lean production system. And here what happened, one is flow system. Here very large component or some product will be produced in cell manufacturing or cell shop production. Here you can see in your picture, means this type of heavy vehicles or cars or automobile will be generated, or automobile parts will be generated into this cell manufacturing. So different cells are available, so your product will be go to different cells, and finally it will go to the assembly sections, and in assembly sections all the different component will be assembled. Okay, that's why it is known as cell shop, cell manufacturing of manufacturing system design, or it is called a linked production also, because all cells are linked up with the final assembly section. That's why it is called linked up production. It is called shell shop production, or also it is called cell manufacturing production also. In cell manufacturing, what happened? In cell manufacturing involves the use of multiple cells. As I told you in the previous slide, different types of cells or multiple cells are there in assembly line in a fashion. Means different cells are developed in your production line or shop floor. Each of these cells is composed of one or multiple different machines which accomplish a certain task. Means in each cells there are different and multiple machines are available, and the bunch of these different machine will perform a certain task. Means one cell is allotted to perform a specific task, another cell will perform to another task. Means different cells will perform the different task, and finally your product will be produced. So each of these cells is composed of one or multiple different machines which accomplish a certain task, and the product moves from one cell to next, and each station completing the part of the manufacturing process. Okay, means your product will move from one cell. In that particular cell, a certain task will be finished, then that particular product will be moved to another cell. In another cell, different part or different task will be performed. Then your part or machines will move to another station. Likewise, it will move to different cells, and finally it will assemble into the assembly sections. So the product moves from one cell to the next, and each station completing the part of the manufacturing process. And the next manufacturing system design is your project shop. So as you see in this figure, from this figure you can easily understand what is called project shop. Suppose big type of product like this is a ship building. So at that type of product, your ship will not come into your shop floor. Okay, you have to move to the location of the project. That's why it is called the project shop or project production or project manufacturing. So in project manufacturing, what happened? Product being manufactured cannot be easily moved during the projections. Okay, because it is a very heavy. That's why the product will not move easily during the production process. That's why production processes are brought to the product. And examples are bridge, large bridges, ships, large airplanes, locomotives, large machinery. So these types of heavier machines and infrastructures will be developed under the manufacturing system design is known as project shop manufacturing or project shop production or project manufacturing. And last is continuous process. So in continuous process, as you seen in the name, as per its name, it is a continuous process. So some chemical process, some fluid related process are known as continuous process. Okay, so here in continuous process, there are the large type of plants as you seen in these two different figure and utilized in the manufacture of liquids, oil, gases and powders. Okay, so this is a continuous process. So under the manufacturing system design, we have learned about drop production, flow production or mass production, cell manufacturing or cell production, and project shop or project manufacturing, and finally continuous process under the manufacturing system design.
Sir,
Yes.
it's mass production and continuous production both are, isn't it same or not?
Similarly same. Similarly same. You can put continuously process into mass production also, because large variety are there, mass production is there, so you can definitely put it into mass production also. Very good. It is also called flow process or flow production. Very good. Good.
Yes, sir.
Then next one is lean manufacturing. So here what happened? 100% goods units flow from process to process. Integrated quality control systems are there, and on all employees are inspector. This is the most important thing in lean manufacturing. All employees, here there is no any dedicated inspection department, while all the employees are inspector, means all the employees are responsible for the quality of the product. They will just observe each and every process, so the defects will be minimized or waste will be minimized. Lean means waste. Lean. Mean be lean means reduction of waste. If you reduce the waste from your production process, so it is known as lean manufacturing. Means 100% good units. If there is a no waste, then obviously you will produce a 100% good unit from your process. Okay, if you produce 100% good units flow from process to process, then it is known as lean manufacturing. Means 100% waste reduction. So lean manufacturing is the concept in which maximum waste will be reduced. Means there will be a wasteless process. Now we'll switch our topic to the basic manufacturing processes. Okay, so basic manufacturing processes are casting and foundry, forming or metalworking, then machining, then joining and assembly, rapid prototyping, and others. So here, first is casting and foundry processes. So see this figure. Have you seen any casting processes?
Yes,
You
sir.
might see casting processes at various industries. If you visited any
Yes.
industries, then obviously you might seen this particular process that is known as casting and foundry process. So casting is a process. Here two word, casting and foundry. So casting is the process and foundry is what? Foundry is a place where
Place.
casting is
Place
carried out.
where we perform casting process.
Yes, yes. Foundry is a place where casting processes are carried out. So that's why it is known as casting and foundry processes. So here, in one step, raw materials are transformed into desirable shapes through melting the material and powering the metal or material into certain mold. And once the mold is solidified, you just withdraw your solidified product, and that solidified product is nothing but your casting. Okay, so you can turn your raw material into desirable shape through various steps, and this is known as casting. Parts required finishing processes. Okay, in some casting processes you require the secondary processes, secondary finishing processes. Once you get the solidified product from the mold, then it requires certain finishing processes. Okay, excess material is recyclable. Okay, means if any waste are there, then that waste can also be recycled and convert into your product. If some waste are there during these processes, so there that waste can also be utilized to create a new product. So it all the excess material is recyclable. Okay, now what is basic casting process? As I told you that a mold is created and a cavity that holds the molten materials in desired shape until it is solidified. Here multiple mold can be used or single mold can be used to power the molten metal. Okay, material is heated. See, first step is what? Material is heated to specified temperature. Okay, you have to heat your material to a specified temperature in your furnace. Okay, that's why what happen? Your material will be melted. So once your material is melted, then melted material is known as molten metal. Okay, so that molten material is poured into a mold cavity. Okay, first stage is, what is the first step? Material is heated to a specific temperature. Okay, that's why it is melted. So molten metal is poured into mold cavity. And once you pour the mold cavity into the mold cavity, then what happen? You have to just wait for the solidification. So molten material solidified into the shape of the cavity. Okay, so once your material will be solidified, then just remove that material, solidified material from the mold cavity or from the mold. So that solidified material is nothing but a casting. So casting or mold is removed. So casting is cleaned, then finished and inspected, and casting is ready for use. Okay, so this is the casting process. Forming and metalworking process. See these two figure. These pipes, steel pipes, are manufactured by this metalworking, or it is known as forming process. In forming process, what happen? You just give the shape, desired shape to your raw material. So that is called form. You can give the form of one form to another form. You can convert your one form to another form. That's why it is known as forming or metal working process. You can work out some processes on your metal in the cold stage or hot stage. It is known as metal working processes, or generalized it is known as forming and metalworking process. Here, utilize a material that has been cast. Utilize a material that has been cast. Only the material which can be cast, that can be formed. Okay, so utilize the material that has been cast. Then modify the shape, size, and physical properties of the material. You can modify the shape, modify the size, physical property of the material also in this forming and metalworking processes. And it is also known as, or subcategory of this forming and metalworking are hot working and cold forming. Hot working and cold working processes are also there, or hot and cold forming are there. Hot working associated with the certain temperature, and cold working is associated with the certain different temperature. So that's why it is known as hot and cold working or hot and cold forming processes. Another are rolling processes under this forming and metalworking process. So under this rolling process, what happens? Material passes through a series of rollers, reducing its thickness with each pass. Okay, so there are different size and multiple rolls are there. Series of rolls in a different size are there. So once you pass your material with these different rolls, then the thickness of the material will reduce by each pass. By this way, you can just convert your raw material shape into the different required shape, or you can reduce its thickness. Another subsection is forging. So material is shaped by the controlled application of force. Okay, so seeing this first figure, this one, here what happened? Your temperature is, your material is heated to a certain temperature and apply certain controlled application of force. Not only you just apply certain forces. Here, the most important word is controlled application of force. Once you apply certain controlled application of force, then it will be converted into the required shape. So this type of processes are known as forging processes. So material is shaped by the controlled application of force. Okay, some all of you may heard about blacksmith. Okay, so blacksmith do the same processes. He will just increase the temperature of material and then apply certain control application of force into the heated material. So its shape will be changed according to its final use or final shape. So this is nothing but a forging process under this forming and metalworking process. Then extrusion process. So extrusion process is what? Material is compressed and forced through a die to produce a uniform cross section. So that is called extrusion process. I will not go into the depth of these processes because this is just introductions. Okay, so don't be confused. This is I'm just giving you a brief introduction of this manufacturing process. Then wire, rod, and tube drawing process, in which what happened? Material is pulled through a die to produce a uniform cross section. So this is called the wire, rod, or tube drawing process, through which you can produce a wire or tubes also. And it comes under forming and metalworking processes. Next is cold forming and forging process. So sludge or raw materials of the slugs of the materials are squeezed into die. Okay, suppose certain material are squeezed into die, then it will be converted into the shape of die. So that type of processes are known as cold forming and forging process. And next is machining process. Okay, so these are forming and metalworking process. Now the third process is machining process. As our subject name is manufacturing process, and in this subject lots of machines are available. We have to study about different machines, okay, and manufacturing processes or machining processes. So here the next process is machining processes. So here what happened, controlled removal of material from a part to create a specific shape or surface finish. Means your raw material will be converted into the final product with help of material removal. If you remove the unwanted material from the raw material, then obviously your raw material will be converted into the finished product. So the controlled removal of material from a part to create a specific shape or surface finish. Here cutting element is used. You must have to use your cutting tool. That is your cutting element. So that cutting element will remove your material. And once your unwanted material will be removed, then your raw material will be converted into the final product. So the movement must exist between the part and cutting element. Okay, as you just learned in the first lecture of this subject, that is primary and secondary machining process. Okay. So this is movement must exist between the part and cutting element. Okay, and due to this movement, your metal will be removed due to the movement of part and cutting element. Because of this movement, your unwanted material will be removed. Got it, all of you? In today's lecture, I am going to stop this lecture at here. Okay, if you have any doubt up till now, then please tell me.